you please remind me that every class will do that. Okay. So with all your permissions, okay, I'm recording this session for your reference. Yeah. Thanks, Divya Krishna Kumar, for reminding me this recording this class. So as I mentioned that today we're going to talk about the spontaneous and induced mutations and its role in the environment, and vice versa, how these environmental factors influence or cause these two different types of mutations. Okay, that's the thing we're going to discuss today. Yes. So the first thing, what is mutation? Yeah, you know that definition for mutation, right? So a sudden change in nucleotide sequences, okay, which cause to the effect to the individual because of the changes called as a mutation. Okay, so same thing, the polymorphism also. Same thing, a sudden change in, we cannot say that sudden change, but within us, between the people who are in the class now, including me, you can see the different types of polymorphic genotypes present in our gene, particular gene. Okay, so that will not cause major effect to the individual. Okay, but as definition says that the mutation and polymorphism both are same. However, effects varies among the individual. Okay, so mutation, a sudden change in the nucleotide sequences called as a mutation. Okay, there are two different types of mutation. One is a somatic mutation, the other one is a germline mutation. Okay, so somatic mutation occurs in the body of the organism. That means the body chromosomes, okay, autosomes. Otherwise says that autosomes. Okay, so this results in mosaic pattern of the cells. However, these mutations will not pass to the next generation. So it's not like that. This is what the statement given by from the beginning, according to OMIMI, and now the experimental evidence says that these somatic mutations also certain level, some percentage, certain level will inherit to the one generation to other generation. I'll tell you in future slide how it will inherit to the generation next generation. The other type of mutations is germline mutations. Okay, the germline mutation always occurs in the gametes. Okay, the cell responsible for the production of gametes. That further, that gametes involved in the process of fertilization, which gives rise to the organism. Okay, so when the mutation happen in this germline cells, okay, or gametes, okay, so that will be inherited to their offspring or to the next generation or passed to the down or the next generation. Okay, this is what. So mutation is a sudden change in the nucleotide sequences. Okay, there are two different types of mutations: somatic mutation and germline mutation. Generally, somatic mutations when the mutation occurs in the autosomes or somatic chromosomes, okay, or gene. Okay, so called the type of mutation called as a somatic mutation that will not inherit to the next generation or that will not pass to the next generation. Whereas in case of germline mutation, when the mutation occurs in the germ cells, okay, or the allows for the development of gametes, like which further involve the process of fertilization, so that the chance of generation to the next generation. Okay, so these are two different mutations. You can see the picture here. Showing somatic mutation. Okay, one is talking. Anything else you want? Who is that? Okay. Yeah. So what will happen? What will happen when the somatic tissues will get mutated? Okay, so will get the mutated. Okay, what will happen? That is. Yes.
Sorry for disturbing middle way.
Yes.
But my friend opted for environmental genetics in today's add and drop.
Okay.
I forgot to mention it earlier. He just texted me that he's still not in the teams.
Okay.
So,
just tell him to join. Just send the link to him.
Okay, sir.
I mean, Ashok, please send the link to him. Ask him to tell him to join.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So at the end of the class, just remind me. I'll make a note his name and registration number. Then I'll add his name in the team. No,
okay,
no
sir.
problem. No issue. Okay. Just yes.
So, the same problem to one of my friend also, sir. So,
Okay.
So he showing us.
Mithila,
Yes,
Mithila,
sir.
you please send
Yeah, I sent her the link, sir.
link to your friend. Ask her to join the class.
Yeah, I sent her
Okay.
the link, sir. But he for his phone he's asking like a request, sir. Ritik Priyan.
It's not showing here, Pa. Kritik Priyan.
I don't know, sir. But
Just tell him to join once again. Okay. So now I'll just hold a few seconds for the class. I'll just tell him to join. If I find this requesting here, then I'll admit him immediately now. Just tell him to join immediately.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'll wait for a few seconds.
Yes.
Class. So just tell all your
Excuse me, sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
come on time to the class.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
My voice is clear now. Please someone respond.
Sir, Nitish is trying, sir. 1 minute.
Sorry.
My friend is also trying. He just told me he's trying.
Okay, I accepted only Ritik PNG. I accepted him now. Okay, sister, I think it's taking too long time to admit him. I don't know why, whether he joined or not. I don't know that. So now my voice is clear now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Pa. Please, thank you very much for your support. Yes. So now we are discussing about the somatic and germline mutations. Okay, the somatic mutations which will not pass to the next generation, and germline mutation which will pass to the next generation. Okay, when the mutation occurs in the germline cells. Okay, so now, so we are discussing that in the picture. Okay, here when the somatic tissues will get mutated. Okay, so what will happen when it pass to the next generation? So that will not, most of the time that will not pass to the next generation. When there are two or more than two genes or chromosomes are mutated to get together regulate a particular trait or phenotypic characteristics. Okay, they pass to a new cell through the mitosis. Okay, so they're creating a clone, and then that can the mutated gene can able to see into the population. Okay, in the somatic cells. So this, we cannot say all the time that this will be passed to next generation. Okay, so sometimes when the pleiotropic and epistatic effect can able to see in that can be inherited to generation next generation. Okay, along with the environmental factor. Fine. However, so when the mutation happen, the germ-line tissues here, okay, which is involving the process of production of gametes and the process of fertilization, Okay, so during the gamete process and fertilization, the sex cells will undergo the process of meiosis. Okay, so where the meiosis is called a reduction division. Okay, where the cells will get divided into two different half. So that creates that approximately half of the member may get the mutated cells, half of the member will get the normal cells, which create the two different types of genotype. As accordingly, the phenotypes will be expressed here. So that is why the germ line mutations, okay, will always inherited or expressed into the offspring or the next generation. So we cannot say this cell will not carry the mutation which produces a normal one. This cell will carry the mutations abnormal one. Let us assume the example that sometimes it should not carry a normal one. So maybe sometimes carrier, the genes may be a carrier. So for further generation, so the chances is there to get express that kind of mutation. So this is how the why the germline mutation will always pass to the one generation to next generation. Yes. So now whether the mutation and polymorphisms are common. So just now I mentioned at the beginning of the class that okay the mutation and polymorphisms are not common. However, the definition exists still the similar. That means the change in the nucleotide sequences called as a mutation and polymorphism. However, the slight difference between this mutation and polymorphism, please make a note that this definitely will be there this question. Okay, the mutation, the sudden change in nucleotide sequences, but definitely will cause the disease to the particular individual because of mutation, because of that mutation. That may be a harmful or a useful mutation, beneficial or harmful mutations. Okay, effects will be there. The two different effects can be seen in a population. So in the polymorphism, a sudden change in nucleotide sequences, again the polymorphism. Okay, the only thing is that the polymorphism never and never cause the disease. Remember that polymorphism alone never and never cause the disease. However, these polymorphisms may be associated with the disease condition. Okay, associated with the disease condition. Moreover, the mutations can be seen less than 1% in a population. The polymorphisms can be seen more than 1% in a population. Okay, fine. So now again, mutations or polymorphisms are common. Yes, the mutations and polymorphisms are common because the mutations, whether that may be having a harmful or the useful effects, harmful benefits and useful benefits, okay, effects, but still the mutations can change the variations or can able to change the whether it may be useful or harmful, that can able to change the phenotypic characteristics of a particular individual. Similarly, the polymorphisms also the change occurs in the nucleotide sequences will also express the phenotypic characteristics differently in a population. So still the mutation, because of these characteristics, I can suggest you that mutation and polymorphisms are still remains same, the definition as well as the expression of the phenotypic characteristics. However, the effect varies still. The effects are varies. It may be beneficial or the harmful effects will be there. Sometimes in addition to that, usually in every organism, whether the mutations are inherited from the parents or not, okay, from because of their environmental factor or the because of the lifestyle characteristics or other the diet activity, other geographical region where they are living, okay, that influences to get minimum 30 new mutations for our lifetime. So if you take my entire human genome, okay, so you can see there are minimum 30 new mutations when compared to my father and my grandfather and my great grandfather, because the new sequences we can able to see the new mutations, new nucleotide changes we can able to see in my genome. Similarly, this is applicable to each and every person because we are living the different environmental condition, we are having different lifestyle activities. This indicates that environmental factors influences the mutation, influence the genetic makeup of the particular individual. Okay, so this is the mutation and still the mutation polymorphisms are common. So now the mutations are harmful or beneficial. We're talking about the mutations and polymorphism. Again, the next one is that you need to know that these mutations are harmful or beneficial. Does it cause any effect or it will not cause any effect or useful to, instead of effect, it may cause a useful to the individual or not. Sometimes this harmful or beneficial depends on the changes occurs in the gene expression as well as the protein changes in the protein sequences. Okay, so the effect of mutation on genes vary widely. Okay, sometimes there's a little effect or sometimes there is no effect. Okay, some mutations may produce the beneficial variation among the individual. Some mutations may produce a negative disturbing negative effect to the individual by disturbing the gene function or by altering the gene function. Okay, so now let's assume that there is a mutation or polymorphism which can able to change the amino acid methionine to threonine. Because of this methionine to threonine, what will happen, instead of producing the 423 amino acid sequences, that may produce more than 423 sequences, or that may produce less than 423 sequences. This leads that abnormality in their protein sequences, which can able to cause the disease to the particular individual. So that is harmful effect to the individual. So sometimes what will happen in beneficial point? Okay, there is a gene called dopamine receptor. Okay, so dopamine gene. Okay, so this dopamine, what will have receptor get mutated. Okay, so what will happen? So that will give the kind of protective effect from the alcohol consumption. Okay, so people do, yeah. Now I want to tell you that alcoholism is a disease or a habit. So this we'll discuss one day, a kind of debate that forming different groups that alcoholism, the disease or habit. Okay, so that gives us some impact that how the environmental factor, that means alcohol is an environmental factor, how influence the disease condition, that's different thing. So now we are talking about here that beneficial effect of the alcoholism, sorry, benefit effect of the mutation. So when the dopamine receptor will get mutated, so that gene will protect from the alcoholism. Okay, the particular individual consume the alcohol, immediately they will get vomited. Okay, so that will not get into the metabolic pathway to digest into that. That will not store in the organism system. Okay, so this is beneficial mutation. So harmful, there are so many different mutations are there, which is harmful mutations. Example for angiotensin converting enzyme gene, where there will be a insertion deletion polymorphism. Okay, insertion. 1 minute, pa. Just there is some noise disturbance here. I just go and tell them, then come back. Yeah, thank you. So we are talking about the harmful effect. So there will be a angiotensin converting enzyme gene. There's a insertion deletion polymorphism or mutation. You can say that where there will be a 254 gene sequences will get deleted. Sometimes, particularly some people that may be added in the sequence, the genome. Okay, so that will be there. So that because of that deleterious effect of that DD genotype, deleterious effect of a particular individual, that particular individual are more prone to get the cardiac arrest. That's a harmful effect. So we cannot say that all the time the mutations are beneficial. We cannot say that all the time the mutations are harmful. So it depends on that how the mutation will impact on the gene expression and protein expression by altering or changing the amino acid sequences, which reflect in the maybe sometimes adaptations will be there, maybe sometimes the variations are required, that is useful. Sometimes what will happen, that can able to change the phenotypic characters of a particular individual. So that's the harmful effects. Okay. So again, these are the harmful effects what we discussed now so far, that giving example. Again, harmful mutations you can able to see in that the sickle cell disease, okay, where the cells will get, the red blood cells will get instead of normal, that can able to see the round, and sickle cells appears long and pointed one. Okay, so which can able to cause severe effect to the individual. So beneficial effect, very rare beneficial effect you can able to see in the human beings or animals. So these beneficial effects or mutations can be seen in the plants majorly. Okay, so where there will be a, instead of the polyploidy, so this polyploidy will give the survival. Okay, also more strength to the plants, also that will give you the good yielding of the plants, so that what they will do, the scientists, the plant biologists and plant scientists, they will induce the mutations which gives the beneficial effect to the cultivation or yielding. Okay, for example, you can see that complete set of chromosome fail to separate during meiosis. Okay, that may leads to the produce the the 3n or as a triploid or 4n or tetraploid of the organism. This condition or phenomena is called as a polyploidy. Okay, so the polyploidy plants can see the larger and stronger than the diploid conditions. Okay, so when stronger and longer and stronger, so that may give kind of environmental protection. Also, that can be give the survival in the environment. Okay, where there is lack of oxygen or lack of water, the lack of sunlight. Okay, so also it gives the more yielding instead of the normal one. Okay, so also the plant, the banana and the limes, that will produce this kind of beneficial effect mutation to get the good cultivation and yielding process. So again, I'm just going back that whether mutations are harmful or beneficial. Okay, so sometimes some extent the mutations are beneficial, sometimes the mutations are harmful to the individual. Again, I'm telling you that depends on that how the mutated gene will induce or produce the amino acid sequences and alter the gene expression and phenotypic characteristics. According to that condition, we can describe that whether that mutation are harmful or the beneficial. Okay, so the another way in the for the polymorphism, there's a statistical method. We can find that whether that polymorphisms are beneficial or to the harmful polymorphism. Very easy, you can find out. So the statistician, they're doing statistical analysis or calculation. You might have studied about the OR, that means odds ratio, right? And then CI, that means confidence interval. This includes the lower value and upper value will be there. Okay, so when the odds ratio is less than 1, okay, and then this confidence interval values, the lower value and upper value, both the values includes 1. Okay, so that type of polymorphism or mutation says that beneficial polymorphism, or we can say that that type of allele is a protective allele. That means protective allele means when the particular individual has that kind of allele, okay, in their genome, the genetic makeup, that will give some kind of protection from that particular disease. Okay, so that is how also we can able to find out that whether the mutations are harmful or a beneficial mutation based on the statistical calculation. Okay, so for this we need to follow certain regulations that when we collecting the samples, we should not show any bias towards that. When we are conducting the experimental evidences, say experimental conditions, we need to follow the proper method or standardized method. So what result we're getting, that result we're doing analysis, we're taking for analysis. Okay, so we have to be very careful to do the experiments and we have to include the examples for the study without showing any bias in that. So then we can conclude that whether the mutation are useful or harmful. That is different things. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Pa?
Sir, could you please repeat that point again about CI and OR?
Yeah, sure. So usually, what they usually the beneficial effect of mutation and harmful effect of mutation determined by the gene expression pattern, as well as because of the mutation, how it can change the amino acid sequences, and for that can be leads to the phenotypic characteristics. Based on that, they will identify that whether the mutation, harmful mutation or beneficial mutation. On the other hand, using the statistical method, so where you can able to see the odds ratio, OR, odds ratio, and then CI, the confidence interval levels. Okay, so this always together will come when you're doing analysis, statistical analysis. When the particular analysis gives that the odds ratio is less than 1, the value is less than 1, okay, and then the confidence interval levels, there's a lower value and upper value. Okay, there's a two values will give that. When the both the values includes 1, so that type of mutation or that type of allele, okay, or that type of polymorphism, we can say that that's a protective or the beneficial mutation. So when we're having this kind of allele or this kind of polymorphism or this kind of mutation in our genome, that suggests that particular individuals are protective from the certain types of diseases. Let me say that AGT, angiotensin converting enzyme, okay, so angiotensinogen enzyme, aldosterone enzyme, right, and aldosterone synthase enzyme, renin enzyme. These are the different enzymes regulated by the same respective genes. Okay, so any one of these gene or enzyme will be having this kind of OR and 95% CA values like this. OR is less than 1 and 95% includes 1. We can say that with confident enough that we can say that so that particular individuals are protected from the hypertension disease because they are having this kind of mutation, this kind of polymorphism, kind of protective polymorphism, protective mutation from the disease. Okay, so the other are they where in which we can identify that whether these mutations are harmful or the useful. So when we get this kind of value, we can say that a beneficial mutation. Instead of this, the OR is more than 1, okay, and confidence intervals also more than 1, okay, or we can say that mutations are harmful mutation. Am I clear now? Is it okay?
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'll proceed now. So this is what whether the mutations are harmful or useful. So finally, I'll conclude that the debate whether mutations are harmful or beneficial. So this depends on the how, because of that mutation, the amino acid sequence will get changed. Because of that, it can able to alter the protein expression, production or gene expressions. Further, it can alter the phenotypic characteristics of a particular individual. We can say that mutations are harmful. Okay. Similarly, useful for it. Maybe you can say that when it gives protective from certain diseases or certain phenotypic characteristics, or sometimes what will happen, harmful mutations. We can say that when because of that mutation happened the genome, okay, will give the survival or fitness of the in the environmental condition, survival, or it will give the kind of protection. Okay, also we can say that is a useful mutation. Okay, so I can tell you one example for this useful. So from Neanderthal. Okay, so we are all from the common ancestor. We are all originated from Neanderthal and we undergone to the different types of mutation. Then now we are in Homo sapien, right? So if there is no mutation occurs in the Neanderthal stage till to the Homo sapien, will not in the human beings now. Okay, we might have changed some different types of different organisms, so that even there's a good mutations are happen to reach to the Homo sapien condition. Okay, so this is useful mutations, beneficial mutations. Okay, I hope that I conveyed information that what is harmful and what is beneficial mutations. Okay.
Sir,
So again,
excuse me.
yes, Pa. Yeah, please proceed. Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, Pa.
Sir, as you have described, like there are n number of diseases regarding mutations, sir. What are the treatment options currently available, sir, in order to treat or cure these diseases, sir, mutagenic diseases?
Okay, I'll ask you one simple question to you for that. So I hope that definitely might have undergone the fever or some cold effect, right?
Yes, sir.
So at the time you might have taken some paracetamol medicine or some other syrup to recover from that condition.
Yes, sir.
So after that also you experienced that fever and cold after 1 or 2 months?
Yes, sir. It comes back around.
Yes, so same thing. I want to tell you that whatever disease is expressed based on the mutations, okay, so we cannot prevent that mutations, we cannot prevent the disease. Some certain extent we can prolong the disease condition. Prolong means that by changing the lifestyle characteristics and diet activity, the disease can be managed. We cannot able to cure, or we cannot able to prevent the disease. As up to my knowledge, as far as now, there is no disease can be cured perfectly. But however, we can manage the disease by altering the lifestyle characteristics and diet condition of the particular individual. We can prolong the disease condition. But certain extent, even the disease caused by gene, example the hypertension example, I can tell you that. So the anti-hypertension drugs they're giving for ACE inhibitors, ARB blockers, they'll give that. Okay, so the ACE inhibitors and blockers are taking medication to prevent to manage the hypertension, not the preventing the hypertension, right? So we cannot give the treatment, but we can certain level we can target the gene by altering whatever gene altered. We can target that. By targeting that, we can able to manage the disease. We cannot able to cure. We cannot able to completely prevent the disease condition.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can I proceed now further?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope that I conveyed information to you. Whatever I answered your question. Fine. Yes. So again, we're talking about the mutation, right? So mutation, already discussed that definition for mutation. So a random chance or event, okay, or probability that cause changes in the DNA sequences, okay, called as a mutation again. If the mutation occurs in gametes, okay, that can be passed to offspring. Okay, the mutations may be caused by exposure of toxins or radiations. Toxins, there are two different types of toxins. Again, I want to tell you that it's a plant toxin and the animal toxin. Okay, which can, when knowing, even recently, you might have studied in a newspaper that there's a group of medical college students, those who consume food in the barbecue nation. They're all the students are admitted in the hospital. Most of the students have died because of the consumption of the plant toxins. Some plants, they're not processed properly. The unprocessed meat they consumed, because of that they are admitted. So that caused some the neurotoxic effects. So only one boy recovered from that. So he only discussed everything, that where they consumed the food, what was happened, what food they consumed that. So then when going back checking everything, they identified that because of the animal toxins, because that indicates they're not processed properly, the toxins present in that. So because of that, the effect was happened. So that's the thing. Whatever we consuming the diet, food, either maybe plants or animals, that should be processed properly, because we can able to find the different types of toxins present in that, which can able to alter, or which can able to alter the DNA sequences, or that the alteration may be a beneficial or a harmful to that individual. Okay. Yeah. So basically, there are two different types of mutations. Okay. One is a spontaneous mutation, other one is induced mutation. Spontaneous mutation, when that nucleotide chain occurs suddenly in a particular individual in a generation. Let's assume that in my family, so I'm getting some mutation where there is no other individual, my siblings or my parents or my grandfathers or great grandfathers, not showing any mutations. But I'm expressing mutation. That may be by the influence of the environmental factor, or that may be processing for several years in a generation. Okay, the processing means that the responsible or causation, but responsible, the effect will be will not be seen, that the mutation causing agent will be there run for several generations. Okay, that will not rectified by the proper cell cycle checkpoints as well as the replication enzymes, that will be expressed suddenly only in a particular generation. That is a spontaneous mutation. Spontaneous mutation, when there will be a sudden change, you can able to see in a particular individual in a generation. Okay, in a group of individual. Okay, only one person alone showing the mutation, not other person in a same family. Okay, so that may be because of the environmental factor, or that may be because of there are several influencing factors which they consumed, which they exposed for several years. That will be, the effect can be seen only in the suddenly only one particular individual in a generation. Induced mutation. So induced mutation, we can say that always the induced mutations induced by the environmental factor. Sometimes it may alter the nitrogen bases. Sometimes what will happen, addition or deletion of nucleotides will be happen. 1 minute, know what happened. System. You can able to see my slides clearly. Something coming here. I don't know how to close this. Yeah, it's gone. No, thank you. Yeah. So what will happen, sometimes what will happen? This mutation will cause the single strand break, double strand break. Also, sometimes this mutation cause the cross-linking, also covalent linkage between the bases, which can alter the DNA structure. Sometimes maybe because of DNA structure that can alter the structure of chromosomes. These are the effects generally can able to see that because of the mutation. The mutation causes the DNA sequences in the form of the incorrect base pairing or form the tautomeric shifts, sometimes remove the nitrogen bases, sometimes alter the nitrogen bases, sometimes may cause the deletion or addition of nucleotides, sometimes it may cause the single strand break or double strand break or cross linking between the covalent bond, okay, which can further alter the DNA sequences or nucleotide sequences. Right. So what is spontaneous mutation? As I mentioned already that spontaneous mutations, okay, when there will be sudden change in the nucleotide sequences due to the influence of environmental factor or due to the influence of some other internal factor which was regulated by several years, that will be expressed suddenly in a particular individual in the generation. Okay. So usually all type of point mutations can occur spontaneously during the cell cycle, S phase, G1 phase, G2 phase. Okay, so usually you can see the eukaryotic organism. You can able to see that 10 to the power to 10 to the power 6 per gene generation. You can see the spontaneous mutation. As I mentioned in the beginning of the class, these spontaneous mutations or the mutations, you can say ask the question now. Sir, you are telling that 10 to the power 4 to 10 to the power 6 percentage per gene per generation you get this spontaneous mutation. So why we are not getting the diseases? You can ask the question, but still these mutations makes or creates kind of variation between you and me, or otherwise all the people in a population, the in the geographical region, if everybody looks like similar, we can't able to differentiate that. Okay, so this kind of mutation makes kind of variations. Thus, that sometimes useful, sometimes maybe harmful mutations. If you take the example as a Drosophila, the male and female Drosophila have the same strain, have the same similar types of mutation. When if you take different strains of Drosophila, have a different mutation rate, different mutation percentage you can see in that. Okay, so this indicates that so the variations between the same strain as well as the mutant strain of the Drosophila. Okay. The spontaneous mutations, okay, spontaneous mutations mainly caused by the spontaneous replication errors during the cell cycle. Okay, so the effects are, there are 5 different effects: tautomeric effects, Hubble base pairing, strand spillage, unequal crossing over, spontaneous chemical changes, what's a depurination and deamination. If the question comes for exam, define mutation, explain in detail spontaneous mutation and its causes with suitable example. Can you see here that define mutation, explain in detail spontaneous mutation and its causes with suitable example. So you have to talk about what is mutation, definition for that, and then what is spontaneous mutation, definition for that. Okay, and then you have to discuss about the causes of spontaneous mutation. Spontaneous mutation causes the tautomeric shifts, Hubble hypothesis, strand slippage, unequal crossing over, spontaneous chemical changes, that is depurination and deamination. There are 5 points. Each point carries 2 marks. With example, you have to explain that. Okay. So, what is tautomeric shifts? Tautomeric shifts, there is some chemical substance, chemical substance, okay, which exists the structure of the purine and pyrimidine bases. There are some purine pyrimidine bases still exist, the different forms of chemicals, okay, called the tautomers. During the DNA replication, okay, what will happen? Instead of binding the purine and pyrimidine bases, this particular chemical forms, okay, comes and bind instead of that purine bases and pyrimidine bases, which cause the tautomeric shifts. You can see here that normal, usually thymine will bind to the adenine, okay. Usually cytosine will bind to the guanine, okay. So when the cytosine will bind to the adenine, okay, sometimes it's a rare cases. Similarly, the thymine will bind to the guanine, so rare form. So you can see usually thymine will bind to the adenine always, okay. Since this substance, actually this is not a guanine, I'm talking what is exactly guanine nucleotide. This chemical substance which looks like a purine and a pyrimidine bases, instead of binding the normal one, this will bind with that other nucleotide and will continues also, it can disturb the cause the tautomeric shifts. Also it can alter the position of the DNA bases. There are some purine and pyrimidine bases still exist in different forms of chemical substance, okay, which cause the tautomers instead of binding the normal Watson-Crick model, normal Watson-Crick properties, okay. So that's tautomeric shifts. The second one is that Hubble base pairing. So what is Hubble base pairing? So I can tell you the example Hubble base pairing here. So here usually you might have studied about Hubble hypothesis. Okay, the DNA stands separate during the replication. You can see that T, T, G, C, T, A, G, C, the sequence. Okay, here during the replication, the two sequences will be separated. Okay, it then act as a template. For this, the complementary strand will be produced. Okay, so this complementary strand will be produced. When the complementary strand producing, the thymine of the original template strand base pair with a guanine through the Hubble. You can see here that this thymine base, you can see it's a guanine base will bind with that for the according to the Hubble hypothesis. So when this sequences further going for the replication process, this will get split into two different strands. Each strand may act as a template. Complementary strand will be produced. When this producing complementary strand will form a mutant stain because of this Hubble hypothesis. So this is Hubble base pairing. Okay, I'll stop here now. Remaining we'll discuss next class. So this time for discussion or questions now. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Remaining the stand slippage and the unequal crossing over, a spontaneous chemical change, the depolymation, deamination, we'll discuss next class, as well as the induced mutation we'll discuss next class. Yes. So you have any doubt, any discussions you want, you can ask me now. I don't want to continue further because we may be having other class. I don't want to disturb that. So any doubt or any clarification you want, you can ask me now. You got it what we discussed now? Can you able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I am too fast, we can stop me in between, then I'll make it slow and then I explain further in detail. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to tell you something that there are two students. One person, wait, Haripriya, 18 MSI 0045, and the Vaishalini, MS 18 MSI 0083. I cannot able to give attendance by showing that attendance, the account is blocked. So don't know why, I don't know what I have to do. This I'll discuss with the coordinator my end. If the problem is your end, you please talk to your class teacher and solve the problem part. These two students.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, pa?
Sir, I am not included in the class. Sir. I just entered using the request link.
Oh, now you joined now?
Yes, sir. Not now.
Okay.
At the beginning of the class. Today's class.
Oh, no problem. You joined, right? Okay.
Yes.
So one minute. Make a note that absent is. So Umesh Kerur is present there. Are you there? Nanda Gopal, Vaishalini, Gogol. Okay. So 4 absent. So all others present. Okay. So just to make a note that, then you can leave. 1 minute. Number 12 is absent. Nantagopal 79 is absent. Vaishalini 83 is absent. Gokul 105 is absent. Okay, thank you, Paul. If there is no queries further, there is no any doubt, then I can stop my class today. Remaining we'll discuss in next class. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.